Welcome everyone to the SA51B League Daily Recap for January 12, 2023, brought to you by the good folks at Bulova and IS Fans Productions. In Milwaukee today, playing on grass, Briggs Bombers lost the first game to Brave Brew Crew in a squeaker by a score of 4-3. Winning pitcher was Worthington, losing pitcher was Lowry. The Brew Crew scored 3 in the bottom of the 8th when B. Thompson grounded a single up the middle. Keeler scored, Jim O'Rourke to third, Al Oliver lined a double to left center, O'Rourke scored, B. Thompson to third and H. Perry hit a sacrifice fly to center, B. Thompson scored. Briggs Bombers won the second game over Brave Brew Crew in a slugfest by a score of 9-6. Winning pitcher was Herring, losing pitcher was Potter. Briggs Bombers won the evening game over Brave Brew Crew by a score of 6-5. Winning pitcher was McDonald, losing pitcher was Brown. In the first game in Cincinnati in Great American Ballpark, 2017-2021, today between basement relegation and Stonewall Legion 7 before a nice crowd of 34,919 under sunny skies, Charlie Leibrandt pitched a complete game shutout for the home squad to give Stonewall Legion an 11-0 victory over basement relegation. Ed Wells won and one took the loss. Legion got 6 home runs, one from Rose who hit his third, Chet Lemon who hit his second and third, Zeal hit his fourth, Cust his eighth and Melly his second. The second game in Cincinnati under cloudy skies, before a small crowd of 21,400 was a walk-off victory for the home squad when Clemon lined a single to left, T. Kennedy scored. Winning pitcher was Camacho, losing pitcher was Carroll. Basement relegation lost the first game to Stonewall Legion 7 by a score of 8-1. Winning pitcher was Gomez, losing pitcher was Lonborg. In the first game in New York's Hilltop Park today under sunny skies, Milt Wilcox pitched a complete game for Corvette Cruisers to give his team a 10-3 victory over Bada Bing. Corvette Cruisers lost the second game to Bada Bing by a score of 10-5. Winning pitcher was Hansen, losing pitcher was Manning. Johnny Pesky broke out of a prolonged slump, going 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Corvette Cruisers won the last game over Bada Bing by a score of 7-2. Winning pitcher was Tavares, losing pitcher was Willis. In Toronto today, playing on artificial turf, Woodcliff Lakers lost the first game to Mbappe by a score of 3-1. Winning pitcher was Brown, losing pitcher was Tyant. The teams combined to leave 23 men on base. Woodcliff Lakers lost the second game to Mbappe in a squeaker by a score of 2-1. Winning pitcher was Grimes, losing pitcher was Irabu. Woodcliff Lakers won the third game over Mbappe by a score of 7-4. Winning pitcher was Fossas, losing pitcher was Lanier. In San Diego today, playing on grass, Ventnor Viceroys lost the first game to Rockport Rock Chucks in a squeaker by a score of 5-4. Winning pitcher was Ward, losing pitcher was Womack. The Chucks scored all 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th when Carruthers grounded a double down the first base line, F. Duncan scored, P. Guerrero scored and Seymour homered deep to right center, Carruthers scored, M. Smith scored. In the second game under sunny skies, Nolan Ryan pitched a complete game for Ventnor Viceroys but took the loss by a score of 4-2. Winning pitcher was Crandall who also pitched a complete game for his 5th win. The third game in San Diego today between Ventnor Viceroys and Rockport Rock Chucks under partly cloudy skies, before a nice crowd of 31,510 was a walk-off victory for the home squad when D.D. Radcliffe grounded a double down the first base line, M. Smith scored. Winning pitcher was Callahan, losing pitcher was Cook. In the first game in Pittsburgh today between Spiro Stingers and Midlands Meatballs before a small crowd of 15,653 under threatening skies, Jeff Facero pitched a complete game for the home squad but took the loss by a score of 2-1. Winning pitcher was Morris. Spiro Stingers won the third game over Midlands Meatballs by a score of 6-3. Winning pitcher was Zito, losing pitcher was Heverlow. Here are the current standings. In the East Division, Corvette Cruisers has a record of 17-13 and has a lead over Spiro Stingers who has a record of 16-14. Stonewall Legion 7 has a record of 13-17. Brave Brew Crew has a record of 11-19. In the Central Division, Bada Bing has a record of 17-13 and has a lead over Mbappe, who has a record of 17-13. Ventnor Viceroys has a record of 14-16. Midlands Meatballs has a record of 13-17. In the West Division, Briggs Bombers has a record of 21-9 and has a lead over Rockport Rock Chucks, who has a record of 15-15. Basement Relegation has a record of 13-17. Woodcliff Lakers has a record of 13-17. Here is your SA51B League Injuries Report. For Basement Relegation: Eusebio, Tony, out for one more day, one more game. For Briggs Bombers: Newsom, Bobo, out for 6 more days, 6 more games. For Midlands Meatballs: Cabrera, Orlando, out for one more day, one more game. For Woodcliff Lakers: Smalley, Roy Jr., out for 3 more days, 3 more games. Ojeda, Bob, out for 9 more days, 8 more games. Nixon, Otis, out for 2 more days, 2 more games. Guidry, Ron, out for 2 more days, 2 more games. Here are the current batting leaders. The home run leader is Gibson, Josh from CC, who has 11. The top run scorer is Appling, Luke from CC, who has 29. The top RBI producer is Gibson, Josh from CC, who has 36. The stolen base leader is Nixon, Otis from WCL, who has 11. The longest current hit streak belongs to Rose, Pete from SL7, who has hit in 17 straight. Here are the current pitching leaders. The ERA leader is Traxel, Steve from Mid at 1.66. The top game winner is Langston, Mark from BB, who has 5. The strikeout leader is Ryan, Nolan from VV, who has 55. The highest number of complete games belongs to Ryan, Nolan from VV, who has 3. Gomez, lefty from SL7, has the most innings pitched at 60.0. The saves leader is Campbell, Bill from SPE, who has 11. SA51B League Day's best performers: Lemon, Chet had the best RC performance today for Stonewall Legion 7 in the first game in Cincinnati today. He created 4.5 runs on 3 hits, including 2 home runs, 1 double. Lefty Gomez had the best game score today for Stonewall Legion 7. He scored 80.0. Here is tomorrow's schedule. Brave Brew Crew is at Bada Bing in Hilltop Park, 1903 to 1907. Stonewall Legion 7 is at Woodcliff Lakers in Yankee Stadium, 2004 to 2008. Midlands Meatballs is at Basement Relegation in Braves Field, 1915 to 1919. Brave Brew Crew is at Rockport Rock Chucks in Petco Park, 2017 to 2021. Corvette Cruisers is at Mbappe in Rogers Center, 2017 to 2021. Ventnor Viceroys is at Spiro Stingers in Fenway Park, 1914 to 1918. Thanks for listening to today's game. For the best classic fantasy baseball game on the market, visit imaginesports.com. Good night all and God bless.
The Whiz Kids had won it, Bobby Thompson had done it, and Yogi read the comics all the while. Rock and roll was being born, marijuana we would scorn. So down on the corner the national pastime went on trial. We're talking